Welcome back, Indiana Sports Beat Radio on this Thursday. It is a Chamber of Commerce weather day, and we are at the golf club at Eagle Point for the Never Lose Hoop golf outing of the Hulls family. Jordan Hulls, J.C. Hulls, of course, started this, and Jordan will be here when he gets out of practice, basketball practice, whatever they have going on today. And then the football players will be here. Anthony Leo's playing in this. Luke Goody's playing in this. Bob Kravitz was playing. He can't, unfortunately, and that's our loss to not get a player of your magnitude, much less of your status. So we lose on the celebrity side and the golf magnet side.
Yeah, well, as we were just discussing off the air, my game has gone completely in the dumper. I went and took a lesson 2 days ago, and I played yesterday. That was atrocious. So I'm gonna live at the range for the next 2 weeks and just hit balls till my hands bleed.
Well, that's what makes it happen, man. It's like anything. It's
hard work.
Practice does not make it perfect. It makes it permanent.
Yeah.
And that's what it has to be, permanent.
I'm trying.
All kinds of things are popping. The WNBA, I saw, on the next Olympics, they won a longer break than what they had this time. And I get that on one side because the players that are playing in the Olympics, they get no break, but it's once every 4 years. We've seen the men do this coming right out of the season and go into the Olympics.
Right.
So it's not a lot of difference to me, but
no, they get 3 weeks, right? I mean,
yeah.
3 weeks is, it's enough time for Caitlin and Lexi to go to Cancun and tear it up. No, I think, you don't want to get in a position where people are no longer talking about you. They have such incredible momentum. I don't know why you would want to make the Olympic break longer, but that's not something you're going to have to worry about for 4 years. But, 3 weeks seems like a pretty good break in the middle of a season.
And then Major League Baseball, someone mentioned that they are possibly going to do the same thing when baseball comes back in 2028 for the Olympics, and that they're going to take a break, which I'm like, wow. I said 3 weeks out of a Major League Baseball season, that's going to alter things because we already have. Doesn't the World Series already touch on November now?
It does, and that's the first thing that I was thinking was, it's not like you can. Change the schedule. It's not like you can play, 13 games in 14 days. I mean, you already do, is what I'm saying. In baseball, you've already got a schedule that's just chock full of games. And it's not like you can say, well, let's, put more games into that particular time period. So, yeah, I think, they'll be playing the World Series in Cleveland or somewhere, and we'll have snowouts.
Oh, and that's another thing. You start baseball out playing in Florida in spring ball, and it ends playing with snowballs.
That's exactly right. I remember a lot of games in Denver. Granted, they didn't, like early in the season, they would get snowed out, and then it would be perfectly nice the next day, 60 degrees and sunny. It was crazy.
And Indiana doing a slew of things for football this upcoming season, which is just over a week away, Bob, a week from this Saturday, kicking it off. Will you be able to make it down to any games this year?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to come down for the first game for sure.
Well, with 8 home games, I'm sure thinking you ought to be able to slide into 1 or 2.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, we're all curious. I mean, there's been a lot of talking this off season, and I think it's great. I think it's great that Cignetti's got that edge, but that goes away quickly if you don't win. And God knows you look at their schedule, and I know you have, that they have a chance to win, to be bowl eligible if certain things go right. So, I'm really looking forward to this season. But with 45 new guys or whatever the number is, I don't know what they got. I mean, you have a better sense of it than I do because you're down there. But I'll be really curious to see the new quarterback and some of their wideouts, some of the JMU kids who come here with such high expectations.
Well, they're getting a lot of accolades, which is surprising me. There are a lot of guys that are on lists, the Dick Butkus list and this list and that list,
Right.
watch list, which doesn't mean a lot this early in the season, but just getting mentioned is a respect thing. And I've seen a number of players on those lists. Pro Football Focus has been listed a lot of these players. So they sure seem like they have restocked in a better way, but not just that, that there is a system in place, a tried and true system, which has been the complete opposite for the last 7 years. There was no offensive system because you had multiple different offensive coordinators. I mean, Kalen DeBoer had a system, obviously, and it worked well. And Nick Sheridan, it probably would have worked well as for him, but he ended up taking the blame from people like me who were wrong, because it was the offensive line that I think really caused his downfall. Now,
Absolutely.
And it wasn't fair to him, but he's fine. He's the offensive coordinator for Alabama now, so no one's crying for Nick, but wish him well. But I always want to say that. Hey, I will admit that. But I'm looking forward. You know what I'm most looking forward to right now?
What's that?
We have a deal on Monday where they're having the media out, which you should come down Monday. Levy's Restaurants is going to be handling all the food at services at Memorial Stadium now.
Right.
They do it at they probably do it more than anybody around the country at these different venues. My first thought is the media going to get that same food? Because that is not what we normally get.
No, we get swill.
And I'm like going, oh my, please do not bring me in. Show me this incredible food. And then show up on Saturday with some donuts and
hot dogs.
Yeah, but I'm curious. I'm going to ask that question.
That's an important question. That's the question everybody in Indiana wants answered. So you're just the man to do it.
Well, people don't realize. I mean, you're out there. A football game for me is an 8-hour day. It is by itself is an 8-hour day.
You need some sustenance.
Exactly.
And not that awful lasagna they serve.
It's hard to pack it in your backpack.
It kind of is.
What's new with BobKravitz.com?
Well, we got the Colts tonight. Colts going to play their starters for a half. Unfortunately, Cincinnati's going to be playing at second and third and fourth stringers. So I don't know how much we're going to actually learn. Now, if they struggle against the second and third teams, then you have a reason to be a little bit concerned, I would say. But if they move the ball, then that's what they're supposed to do, especially on offense. Because again, they're going up against second, third, and fourth stringers. But it's changed. Back in the day, Peyton and Brady consistently threw 50 passes in the preseason, 40 to 50 passes. But now with these joint practices, they feel like they can get just as much work, if not more, during those joint practices than they do preseason games. But it's such a ripoff to fans. My God. I mean, nobody plays. That we're going to go to 18 games and two preseason games, which, is not great for the health and welfare of the players. But if you throw enough money at them, I'm quite sure they'll agree to it.
Absolutely. You like my nice little good pullover?
I like that. It's very fashionable, especially for you.
60% off, 40% off right now in the clubhouse, baby.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
I did not know Good, which there is the Good tour. It was a clothing manufacturer.
I did not know that either. No, yes. It looks very fashionable on you.
Thank you, sir. I'm enjoying it, but it's keeping me warm, which
how
crazy is it for me to be wearing a quarter zip on August 22nd?
No kidding. I just went out for coffee and I'm wearing a t-shirt or a golf shirt. I'm like, damn, it's cold out here.
Russell says I need to get a pair of skinny jeans to wear with that pullover. Well, I could get the skinny jeans, but I don't know how I'm going to get them over my not so skinny legs.
Yeah, I have the same problem.
But So the coach, Anthony Richardson, will be in action. I'm sure there's going to be some trepidation from the coach staff and management when he takes the field.
Yeah, well, he won't run. I mean, that's the one thing I think you can be sure of is, if he runs, it'll be on a scramble, but you're not going to see any called runs for Anthony. I think they want to keep him out of harm's way and, get him to the regular season in one piece. But I think we're going to see, the drop back game. We're going to see Jonathan Taylor, see how they work together. But, you're seeing 1/100th of the playbook. So again, it's people read stuff into the preseason. I'm like, boys and girls, I've been doing this for 40 years. The preseason means almost nothing except to the guys at the edge of the roster, to the guys who were like Zaire Franklin, who was a 7th round pick a couple of years ago, played on special teams and worked his way up to becoming one of the best linebackers in the league. Those are the guys for whom these games mean so much.
What are the who else are you looking forward to seeing on the offensive side?
Well, with the first team offense, I'd like to see Pierce get involved a little bit. I'd like to see how they look with a full half of Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson. Keep in mind, those two guys played 2 snaps together all of last year.
That's crazy. That is a crazy stat right there.
2 of them. Look, Anthony only played 173 snaps the entire year. So I like to see him get this work, especially with Anthony, with the ball handling in the backfield. Like to see Pierce do something. And I want to see one of the tight ends emerge and make some damn plays. They got bad news with Jelani Woods, who I think will probably not make the team now that he's going to be on injured reserve. But, I need to see somebody, Kylan Granson, Will Mallory, Drew Ogletree, somebody step out and make plays as a tight end.
Where has the tight end gone in the NFL? There are some.
Kansas City.
I was going to say there are some, but there are few. When Gronk was at his peak, Gronk was Gronk, but and you've got Kelsey at KC, but not a lot of teams utilize the tight end that way. And Kansas City is one of the most successful offensive teams that there are.
Yeah, Steichen used the tight end very well when he was the offensive coordinator in Philadelphia. And in fact, and Adam Schefter reported this a couple of weeks ago, when the Colts tried to move up to number 6 in the draft, the guy they wanted was Brock Bauer, the kid from Georgia. So they know how important a quality tight end is. And right now they've got a lot of guys with different skill sets, but what you need is the guy who you can split out there and the defense has no idea whether he's going to block or go out in a route. They need to be better there, especially with Josh Downs out. Who knows what A.D. Mitchell's going to look like early in the season? when the lights come on, it's a different game.
I'll tell you someone who you don't have to worry about using their tight end, and that will be Indiana. I've talked about this a few times with their offense. Well, at JMU, Kurt Cigdetti's top 2 running backs who combined to go for over 1,000 yards only had 6 touchdowns on the year combined. His tight end alone had 6 touchdowns.
Is that right?
Yeah, so he will spread the ball out. The tight end is very much a part, and I think that's what's going to be that's going to be fun for IU fans, because when they get to the red zone, boy, it seems like in years past, again, but they're not just really being an offensive system here lately, that not only you kind of knew what they were going to do, and you kind of knew it probably wasn't going to be all that great.
Right. Well, they didn't have the offensive line. They couldn't punch it in, and you were able to lay back a little bit and play the pass. So,
which is odd for a team that claimed to be a running team.
Right. When they never, they weren't. So,
no. looking forward to that as well. But yeah, the Colts on tonight. Looking forward to getting that last one in the book, and then this is their last preseason game, right?
Last preseason game, then they got a million days off. We also got the Fever going. Fever will be home. I'll probably go out to their practice today. Fever will be home on Wednesday, and so we got that. So plenty to write about here in the next couple of weeks.
It's going on, man. Well, as always, we appreciate you.
I hit him straight, Jim Coyle.
Well, I'm not going to promise that because that's not something that happens a lot.
At least you got a nice little windbreaker there. That's pretty cool.
Tell me so in your lesson, what was the lesson about?
We're going to bore the hell out of our listeners here, but basically you've seen my swing. It's a very short backswing, very truncated. He wants me to get up to the top and hinge. Like this, because I just go up like.
Yeah, no.
He wants me to hinge.
I just started doing that.
I'm trying to, man. Unfortunately, the ball goes all over the place. So we'll just keep working on it, and it'll come around.
Yep, no worries. And looking forward to it, and looking forward to you getting down to Bloomington, and looking forward to hitting the links together.
Yes, sir. Well, have fun today.
We'll do it, buddy. We appreciate you, and you go out and have a great day yourself.
All right. You too, man.
Absolutely.